Evolution of Forza Games from 2005 until now. Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Considering the fact that it's been 16 years since the creation of the Forza games, it goes without saying that the Forza games saw some of the most immense transformations over time. I'm obviously not talking about the corporate changes, because that kind does not concern us over here, but the evolution of the games it has been producing is also phenomenal. So, if you wish to see a short description of how the Forza games evolved from 2005 until now, then tag along for a furious ride, considering there'll be a lot of cars involved. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. Alright, now let's begin. Now, since Forza games have primarily been about motor racing and motorsports in general, there's a stark difference between the evolution they would see as compared to the other gaming platforms. As in, you cannot see stuff like childish gameplay being added to Forza games, so that is it. But there is still a lot Forza games could have improved from the game it released in 2005, and it actually did. Otherwise, for the franchise to get this big was nearly impossible. Starting from the first version that we saw in the year 2005 that was called Forza Motorsport, or later known as Forza Motorsport 1. One thing you can notice for sure about the game is that the graphics are not that superb or exceptional. Now, despite the graphics not being as good as they should be considering the games we get during our time now, we must admit that this was the best of its age. Back in 2005, getting to play a game with this much graphics and visuals was a huge deal. So considering this game to be released in the year 2005, everything seems pretty good. But with that being said, if Forza had not improved the gaming specifications after a few years, there was a pretty slim chance that anyone would have played this game. The next version came out in 2007, which was called Forza Motorsports 2. The graphics and visuals obviously got better, but there was one thing I really liked in the evolution. The audio output from the racing cars got a lot better, which probably is one of the most important things I would look for in a game like this. The screen looked a lot cleaner, but overall, in general, there was nothing tremendously different. Next up was Forza Motorsport 3, that got released in 2009. It sort of looked like Forza Games intentionally planned to release their new updated games with a gap of 2 years. And personally, I would agree with that too. The reason I say that is if Forza Games had released games any time earlier, the research and development team would not have enough time to work on their products properly. And with that, even the people playing the games would have gotten infuriated with the fact that they had to keep on getting the newer and newer versions to stay updated. Any later than 2 years would have caused anger and anguish too, and probably people would have not stayed in touch with the game, because, come on, who waits for that long? One apparent difference that everyone could have noticed from the front screen of the game was that the maps got brought down to the bottom left section from the top left section. Now that update was received differently by people as everyone has different taste, but for me, this was definitely a good thing, as there was nothing bugging you in your front view. The fourth Forza game came out exactly 2 years apart in 2011, and it got the name Forza Motorsport 4. The detailing in the map, and especially the cars, was extraordinary. Well, Forza Games had to do that because everyone was making such good motorsport games at that time. But holistically speaking, this version was something Forza needed for quite some time. Forza kinda ditched their 2-year plan for their fifth version, at least technically, because this version got released just 1 year later in 2012. It was called Forza Horizon. And it goes without saying that there were some very sleek additions in this version too. Right, 1 year after that, Forza released their Forza Motorsport 5 in 2015. Now, despite Horizon being the fifth version, this game got the name Forza Motorsport 2015 because technically this version was a continuation of the stream that got started back in 2005. It even followed a very similar baseline with the 2005 version, especially as compared to Horizon. Then, a year after that, Horizon 2 was released in 2014, which was compatible on both the Xbox One and Xbox 360. And a year after that, in 2015, Forza released Forza Motorsport 6. Both of these versions were on fire, and definitely worth purchasing at that time. Horizon 3 version got released in 2016, and I must say the detailing of the map was so good that it felt like you were actually racing in the real world. They made it seem that way. But Forza Motorsport 7 that came out in 2017 was probably even better than that. The game actually felt like you were on the racing track. Fast forwarding the progress to 2020, Forza Games announced the release of Forza Street. The best part about the construction of that game was that it was built keeping mobile games in mind, which was a huge deal for everyone. Well, this brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't liked the video yet, do so. It's never too late. Come on, give it a thumbs up, people. We'll see you soon in another video. Until then, take care and goodbye.